Cindy from bdanceware.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a pattern for this skirt. This particular one happens to be 2 layers. The thing I like about this particular skirt, it's got a lot of flow and a lot of movement. Like a circle skirt, originally if you were to lay it out, it would be flat on the ground, but this side is a circle skirt, and then this side has 2 points, more like a square cut on each layer. Now you can stack them up directly on top of each other, or like this one, we've slightly made them askew. So if you want a circle skirt flow, but you don't want that straight cut of a circle skirt and want to just switch it up a little bit, this might be the video for you. Okay, so now we have our pattern for that skirt, and you see how there's points in it. And I have them just askew because I like it that way. But what you'll want to do is put it together, maybe safety pin it, look at it on the girl, see, do I want to move that a little further to the left? Do I want to move it further to the right? So once you have those 2 layers on top of each other where you want them, then what you're going to do is you're going to put a pin in one of the spots to hold it in place. Okay, so now determine which spot are you going to want center back. So when you look at it, remember, you want to make sure it's covering the bottom. And so let's say I want this, I would say maybe right there, because I want these 2 points even front and back. So that means that is my side right there. So I'm going to go ahead and move this pin over so it's right on the right hip. And that means straight across it is the left hip. Now, by putting these 2 together, oops, I got caught under the needle, this will determine right and left, and now I've got center back. That is important, center back. I'm going to use a different color pin so I remember that's my back, that's my center back, and then let's get center front. Now remember, I've just cut it out of some fabric that doesn't matter, just so that you could see what I'm doing. Now then we have the band. We're going to need to get center back of the band. So you'll want the side of the fabric that you want to see laying down facing you. Then you're going to fold it in half, covering that up so you have both wrong sides. So these are the back side of it. Now you're going to put that in and just sew together. So see how I sewed it together? Stretch it, make sure it doesn't snap apart. Do your zigzag or your stretch stitch there, or your serger, whatever kind you want to use. But if you're using a straight stitch and a stretch stitch or whatever on there, then open this up flat and pin these 2 together like that. Okay, so now we have our center back. Because it's a different pin, it's not going to get confusing. I'm not going to accidentally sew it on the wrong way. So we took this and we put those pieces together so the back sides are together, and the side you want to see is right there. Now you're going to pin that on, the seam to the center back, then you're going to fold this in half. Like that. You want to make sure it all lines up, that when you put it together, it doesn't twist or pull funny. You want to make sure if it is twisting funny, just slide it around till it's nice and flat band, and then pin. So I've taken it, the back seam and the front, got dead center front by doing that, by folding it in half like that. So that's right there. I've taken the pin out of here. I'm going to go ahead and pin that right there. And then I'm going to double check. Okay. Now, we're going to put those 2 pins together, and then let's adjust the band. If you do not sew all pieces of the band together, what's going to happen is it's going to pull apart, and then you're going to have to take it all apart and fix it. So now I've got that spot, and I'm going to pin it there. And let's get the other side, and folding it in half. Again, see? I don't know if you can see. So pins are together, folding it in half, making sure this stays flat. Then that gives us half of that, and we're going to pin it together here. Now I can feel there's a lot of layers, so you'll want to go slow on. Make sure you pin it, because otherwise one of those layers might slip through, and then it gets a little complicated to fix. So we're going to pin it right there. Okay, so let's double check it. Okay, so on this, go slow. You've got 4 layers that have to go together. The front and the back of the band and the 2 layers of skirt. So I'm going to start in the back. And as I go, I want to make sure the band stays nice and flat. It doesn't do anything funny. And then let's make sure all these layers are there. And just slightly stretch it so they all lay flat. Now, if you are using fabric that won't hold it up very well, this is the perfect time before you sew the band together to put elastic in this Lycra band. If I was using this type of fabric, I would definitely put elastic in it if it was going to be my final product, because there's no way this would hold everything up. But one of the things that we definitely do with this is we tack it into a pair of briefs so that way it doesn't float up when they dance or move around the body. So you keep those points exactly where you want them to be. Now remember, if you have a machine that you cannot sew over needles, take the needles out before you get to it. Make sure and back stitch. And then once again, you're going to stretch that and make sure that nothing snaps. Now we're going to flip it over. And there you go. There is the skirt. We're going to do, as you can see, I actually accidentally, you'll see how easy it is to get this flipped. If I would have unfolded it first, I could have seen that I actually wanted this to be on this side. So the back pin should have been reversed. Sometimes I forget when I'm working with things inside out, I should have flipped the skirt around. But it doesn't matter in this particular case. So I've shown you how to do it, and you can go ahead and do it. But always, before you sew it together, flip it the right way and make sure it makes sense. Now, something else that we're going to do is, so we've got these swirlies. I have 3 that I'm going to use. This one here, I'm going to go ahead and pinch it up a little, and then that way. So this is a longer one, folded in half, or you can cut them all like this one here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch that all up, hide it in there. You can hand stitch it or decide where you want it. Let's see, I like it right there. I think that's a good spot. And then you're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to stitch it on. You want to make sure it's a small little stitch. You don't want to see the stitching going across. So let's get this threaded. There we go. And you keep the pinch there. If you're covering it up, you don't have to worry so much. But there we go. I think that you can do this. Give it a try. If this is the skirt you want or a variation of this, do it in something that's stretchy, that you maybe has a stain or something in it, so that way it gives you plenty of room to get that pattern perfect. So go ahead and give it a try. This just might be your next skirt. Thank you for watching our video, and if you enjoyed it, make sure and click here to subscribe, because we're going to have some amazing DIY videos coming out. And if you want to get our free complete dance costume DIY guide, click right here or go to bdancewear.com/DIY guide. And lastly, if you have any questions or ideas for future videos, please leave it in the comments below. Thanks again for watching our video, and remember, be original, be colorful, bdancewear.com.